Did you know there are 3 different types of audiences you can run your Facebook ads to? Are you ready to learn? Let's get started. My name is Kelly Sturdivant. I'm a Facebook ad strategist, and I help business owners maximize their ads to scale and convert their existing products and services. As we get started, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all things Facebook advertisements, as well as like this video. Go ahead and share it to your community. And in the comment section, give us a quick comment. Have you created any specific types of audiences for your business? So there are 3 different types of audiences that you can run ads to with your products and services. The first one we're going to talk about is your saved or detailed targeting audiences. So these are audiences that have no idea who you are. So they're completely cold to you. And you want to be able to attract a certain type of person who is going to buy your products and services. Now, we all want to say we want to sell to everyone who wants to buy from us, but the truth is you can't run an ad to everyone in the entire world. That would just be absolutely insane to do, not to mention extremely costly. And let's be honest, it would be like throwing a needle into the haystack, multiple haystacks. So you really want to get very specific on the type of person you are trying to target with your advertisement. And in order to do that, we need to build an audience for it. So we're going to head on into our business manager. So on our left-hand side, we have the ability to create audiences. You have these 3 audiences, which we'll get into in time. Bottom one here is our saved audience. So this is how you build your audiences. We're going to come back to name our audience at the end. You want to ensure that you are targeting people living in the location. A lot of times we don't want to target people who are traveling through locations. So make sure you're selecting people who live there. Unless your business is actually targeting travel, such as restaurants, maybe attractions, maybe you're in travel itself, that's where those might come a little bit more handy for you. Next is your locations. So you can target via country. So you can see we can get USA and Canada, or you can target via state. So let's say we want to target California. And then you can get even more specific if you want to target a specific city. Under the city, it allows you to change the radius, and you have the ability to make it bigger or smaller than the 25 miles that you're allotted to. So on the local market, it makes a lot of sense to have the ability to target just specific cities and to really dial down into that radius, especially if you have a restaurant or a local shop that you don't want to target the entire state for you. Next, we have our age and gender and language demographics. So your age, you can go ahead and select any age range that you'd like to narrow down that search for you. And then your genders, men and women, or both if you so choose. And then your language you're trying to attract. 9 times out of 10, you're looking to select English. So with these demographics, you can see our audience size has dropped to about 120 million people. But again, this is still not small enough in order for us to get more specific. The next section is the detailed targeting section. This is my favorite thing about running cold traffic ads to people, is that this allows you to get very specific on the type of person you are looking to attract to your products and services. So under your detailed targeting, you have a whole bunch of things that you can do, including their demographics, their education, their likes and dislikes, and this can really help you to hone in on those target people in order to speak to them about what you are trying to sell. So under here, let's say we want to target people who like Tony Robbins. And now you can see there's a bunch of different options. You want to make sure you're targeting the right one. And maybe we want to target people who like Russell Brunson. Now, if we were just leaving it this, you would see we have an audience size of about 6.4 million people. Now, this is a little bit more detailed than just all of the United States. So this is a decent audience that you could be running to. Now, let's say you want to dial in a little bit further and you want to target people that have an exclusion. So in this case, we want to exclude anyone from those audiences that may be like Gary Vaynerchuk. And then you can see we've dropped now even more. We're working with an audience size of about 3.1 million. So this is a really good audience size to be dealing with. So you can have a lot of fun kind of playing with the detailed targeting options to get very specific on the type of people that you want to be able to target with your ad. Final step is you want to make sure that you can name your audience. And in this case, let's say we want to name this Tony Robbins, Russell audience. And then you could go ahead and hit save. And then there it goes. It takes a little bit for the size to generate, but in other words, you can start running ads to this audience almost immediately. Our next audience is our custom audiences. So these are audiences that we actually have already built. Now this is where that Facebook pixel can come in handy. If you have your websites or your landing pages pixeled, that collects the data for you in order to be able to create audiences from them. As well as your email list, your Facebook page followers, your Instagram. It gives you a bunch. So you can see here from our list, we have the ability to target via website, our customer lists. We can even target video views, our Instagram, Facebook page. You have a bunch of options that you can build a custom audience for. So in this case, let's build from our website. So we want to be able to target anyone who has been pixeled from our site. If we want to target anyone who has visited any page on our website, then we can go ahead and select all website visitors and be able to change that to any day. As you can see, we can go up to 180 days or 6 months worth of people to target with that. But let's say you want to get a little bit more specific and you want to target people who took specific action. So let's say they opted into a free email opt-in you had, and you want to be able to retarget them with something else. You can select whatever event pixel you had created on those thank you pages and be able to target them for that period. So in this case, we want to target people who hit any of our email opt-ins in the last 14 days. Let's go ahead and name that free opt-in 14-day registrants. And then we can create that audience. So this allows you to get very specific on the audience you want to speak to. Maybe you had a webinar that you had registrations for, and you want to be able to target them with your offer afterwards. Or maybe you were creating just value-based videos and you wanted to be able to target people who watched a portion of those videos. This allows you to target anyone who has had any touch point with you. So these are your warm or hot audiences that you already have. And this can be very powerful in being able to retarget them with future content, future products and services. Once your audience is created, this takes us to our number 3 audience, which is the lookalike. So with your lookalike audiences, it takes all of that data from those custom audiences and creates an exact replica of what that audience would look like to a cold audience. So you can go ahead and select create a lookalike, and then you have the ability to select whatever source you had. So you could, again, take your blanket pixel and be able to target all of those people who have already touched your site. Or again, if you want to get very specific on the types of people you want to target, you can select specific actions. So maybe you only want to target purchasers, or maybe you only want to target people who closely resemble your opt-ins. Or maybe you want to target people who look like your email. So you can go ahead and select whatever list it is that you have and select the region or location for you. And then you'll see it gives you a lookalike size. Once you hit past that 1 or 2%, the audience size becomes a little too large, and then it really doesn't look like the audience that you want it to look like. So I like to stay within that 0 to 1 or 0 to 2% lookalike audience. Then you can see it gives you that estimated reach, and then as simple as that, you can go ahead and create that lookalike audience. Then you have your custom audiences, which are built from audiences that you currently already have, like your email list and your website views. And then finally, your lookalikes, which are a cold audience, but closely resembles your warm audiences, which are more likely to convert for you. If you like this video, please be sure to give us a like. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in the bio section of this video, you will find a resource that will help you out with your Facebook ads along the way. I do hope you enjoyed. We hope to see you again soon. So there are 3 different types of ads that you can